that somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on the money. We ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on some digit, we ran on some money. I'm leaning like I'm on the field for the Hennies. I talk lots of shit like my bitches are dangerous. They didn't know me once, so I left from with wishes. You know it's a drop when you drain and can't flip it. I'm living big, I swear to God on Luke ain't money. Turn it up, mama. Gon' slam her some dope, I have great like a grandma. You know my ice blinking like OJ like a panda. Roll it, hold it, I couldn't control, shout it like a channel. My racks are squeaking on that pot and I hop in that Rari, I crank on like water. Horses don't stop, they keep going. Yeah. You can lose your life, but it gon' keep going. Why not risk life when it's gon' keep going? When you die, somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on the money. We ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on some digit, we ran on some money. I'ma move me so no like confusion. I'ma go in that bit with a ruler. I'ma toast me a nigga like Schroeder's. I'ma keep a red flag cause I'm buller. I know some roller spaces like a duelist. Yeah, I'm screaming on my car like cool. When I snort it, I feel like I was aborted. If I ever died, baby, you better drop what's for. I been getting money before the music for Pandora. I just do this shit when I get bored. Nigga, horses don't stop, they keep going. Yeah, you can lose your life, but it gon' keep going. Why not risk life when it's gon' keep going? When you die, somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on the money. We ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on some digit, we ran on some money. We got London on the track.
Today, we're going to talk through the MLB Slate, look at the look-ahead lines for college football and NFL, and let's cash a squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. We're beating Vandy, by the way. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
Sure.
You guys want to buy this jersey? I just got it. Wore it one time down at Chapel Bill. Fucking dumb.
The only win seen in that jersey is by the Frogs. That's unbelievable.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Wednesday, episode 768 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you are not tracking your bets on Bookit, what are you waiting for? Start tracking your bets today on the best bet tracking app out there by far on the App Store or Google Play. Whatever phone you got, they got Bookit up and moving in the App Store. So get involved. Start tracking your bets like me. I use Bookit every single day. The rest of the Bookit Squad use it to track their prize picks lineup, so you can track your prize picks on there as well. Get involved. Yes, W new intro, W Goots, and I'm assuming Ethan, who edited that puppy. Good work, gents. We got Ian coming in, setting the tone, dropping a resub here. WEan228488. Let's have a day chat. Ian, could not have said it better myself. Jovan, great fucking work yesterday on that squad ride. Great fucking work.
Go. Didn't even have to get one from He Who Shall Not Be Named. Crazy that he was on the graphic, by the way, too. Totally slept on that we let that squeak.
Not cool.
I think the only player Daniel knows there, Judge. I'm sorry.
Not cool. I'll be having a talk with Daniel about that this afternoon. We'll be having a talk. I'll see Daniel in my office for that one. And that's as far as I'll go with talking about that behemoth up there on the screen. W Rhino Fusion getting involved. Set and tone. What's up, gents? 31-month resub. We got a hype train moving and grooving. There's nothing I love more than getting up in the morning, labbing, getting that notif from Bookit Sports. Trent's going live. He's doing a yap sesh. He's dialed in. He's crafting up prize picks lineups. He's asking Jovan to teach him how to lab. And people are saying, you know what? Yeah, sure, that's insane. You're not wrong. Okay, but people are being negative. They're
insane
saying
in a good way. Insane in a good way.
Yes. People are saying, how do you not know how to do this shit? Guys, 9.5 out of 10 people don't fucking use those sites and actually lab. They just click buttons. Let's be real here. So Trent wanting to get better, showing some fucking heart, grinding this AM. Although he might not have any power at his apartment right now. Maybe that's why he was at the office this early. I don't care. That's such a fucking W. Can we clap it up for Trent, who's dialed in right now? Stay fucking hot.
All it took him
Stay
was
fucking hot.
A single lab session himself of actually giving effort. And what do you know? Green format.
Next thing you know, 10X, he's rich. He's rich.
I haven't seen it since the All-Star game.
That was the gambling gods blessing him up with a much-deserved four-man lineup last night. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Yeah, Kaprizov, got to do what we got to do out here. Trying to stay positive. We got 69 nice, Curry a pound, Scott Quaid. We got Pip up and moving. Pip says, why not us? Why not have a positive-ass day? Yes, sir, Pip. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Michael Shower said, need the boys to clutch up. That we can do. W YouTube chat, W Twitch chat. We got a hype train moving and grooving still for another minute. Get involved. I believe right now it's like discounted subs. If you've ever thought about giving some subs to the peeps, about being a team player, not being a me guy, and blessing up the chat so we can gas you up, giving out some subbies, I think if you give 5 subbies, it's like 30% off. So if there was ever a time to give some subbies, today's the day. W deal. All right, let's recap the Sharp report. Again, Jovan carried. All I care about is hitting a squad ride. Not going to make this about me, but I got to pick it up and I got to be better. Love today's place. All right, we're bouncing back. Jovan, keep carrying. Keep doing your thing. Whatever you're doing right now, it's fucking working.
Great spot to buy it on Krabs.
We got Eli Chasen getting involved. That's a new face. We got Nick Hennessy getting involved, resubbing. We got Mark Scar coming in, dropping a 5-unit whale. Subby Splooges. Mark Scar dropping a 5-unit whale. Eli Chasen dropping a 5-unit whale. Think they could confirm a little discount on those subbies. That's huge. Nick Hennessy, you're also good, my man. Great day to have a day, especially after the Dodgers sell job yesterday evening. Holy shit.
That was great.
What a sell job.
Crazy.
Oh, 6 runs in 1 inning from the bullpen? Jeez.
Close, yeah. After
We've been talking
5
about
innings of no-hit ball from Ohtani.
Unbelievable. What more can he do? What more can the guy do? He pitches, he hits. He's going to start playing outfield soon. He might even coach. Who fucking knows? Guy does everything. Very rare Blake Trinan shitting down leg. You don't see that very often, folks.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often,
too, because ironically, while we're bringing up the lab sites, Baseball Savant, I forget exactly what it said. I could look it up, but they dropped an article like yesterday saying that the Dodgers, they found a fix for their bullpen being quail shit, just be the best rotation in baseball. Then Shohei throws 5 no-hit and they lose the game with the bullpen.
And they still lose. It's because they played 9 innings. And he's not going 9. He's only a man. He might be a beast, but he's not going 9. Not anytime soon. Not this year. But 5 strong from Shohei. That's the sharpest he's looked in a while. He's been great at home this season. He's got some crazy home and away splits. He's got like a 5 ERA on the road and closer to a 2 ERA at home. So there's something about him pitching on that home mound that he likes. Okay? Yeah, they pulled him at 58 pitches, Pega. Jesus.
He's on 11.
They're easing him back in. They're trying to keep his arm fresh. Dave Roberts.
Dave Roberts.
Sneakily bad manager. One of my favorite Goots nicknames there. Small Pecker Dave. Small Pecker Dave. Sure. Sure.
Bad person.
Yeah, he is a bad guy. He's a bad guy. He might be worse than Dave Martinez. It's probably equal. They're the same in my mind, to be honest with you. Real quick, Jovan, before we dive in and talk about the Sharp Report plays we like today, did you have anything in this Cubs game? Cubs-Pirates? I certainly didn't, and I had a terrible bet taking the Pirates' first 5 in that one, and Paul Skeens got pulled in the 4th inning. We knew he was getting pulled early. He was very inefficient. Gave up some runs. Not a good bet. You got anything in this Cubs game?
Nah, I'm good on pretty much anything Johan Oviedo related.
Okay. What about the Reds and the Cardinals game that starts up in about 35 minutes?
Whew. I want to take the Reds so bad, Krabs. So bad.
Really?
With your guy on Palante on bump.
Yeah, Palante, notoriously bad pitcher.
Bad pitcher. And you know what they finally did today?
What?
They got Will Benson hitting the 3-hole.
Wow, long overdue.
And you know what started to come out? We've kind of known it for a while, but somebody like officially reported it the other day of like the beef between Tito Martinez and Will Benson.
What's
like it's officially out there now, which is why he's been one of the better clutchest hitters of the Reds lineup, and he hasn't been getting PT like all year because Tito hates him.
Why are they beefing?
It's because he has like a private hitting coach that is saying like pull it in the air, and that's what he's been working on for 2 years now, and doesn't really go with what Tito wants to do with the lineup, which is put the ball in play and make contact, which even though Benson comes through, he hates it, so he doesn't play. Now he plays. He's gone from the blacklist to hitting third in the lineup against a pitcher with a great matchup.
Sheesh. I usually side with Tito, one of my favorite managers, but I don't know if I agree with him there. No. You got to let Will Benson be Will Benson.
No. He's been clutch every time they fucking play him.
Let him do his thing. It's interesting. Okay. Joshy says, Krabs, I want to bet the Braves, Nats, Nerfy, but wanted to get your thoughts first. I like that, Joshy. I like the first 5 under in that game. Not on the sharp report, but I certainly like it. Guys, we got 30 seconds left on the hype train level 4. If you've ever even debated dropping some subbies for the people or resubbing, now's the time. Keep that hype train moving and grooving. Let us gas you up, shout you out. We appreciate all the goats lurking in here as well, along with the YouTube. Goated. All right. Let's move and groove. They've got that Brady Singer, 17.5 pitching out square. I'm not fucking taking the bait. It's completely green, though. It's completely green, though. I want to take the less than. I'm not going to take the less than, especially if you're saying you want to take the Reds, and the Reds catching a little bit of steam there on the road. So could be a good time to fade Palante as well. He's coming off of 2 non-atrocious starts, which is rare. So it could be a decent time to fade. I don't hate that Reds angle from you.
Yeah,
okay?
3, including
I don't hate that
last time he pitched against the Reds a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, good point. He's been okay. What's up, Rowdy? Good to see you lurking, my man, Rowdy. Keep making those videos. Keep crushing it. You're killing it, Rowdy. You're him. All right, let's move and groove. Let's go through the sharp reports because there's a lot I want to go over today. I want to do sharp reports. I want to do look ahead lines, and I want to maybe craft up another side piece lineup because there's a lot of games I like today and a lot of squares I like today. So might have to do a sneak secondary lineup today on the show if we have time, but no way we can if we don't pick up the tempo and pace here and get to the sharp report. Let's get to it, Gootsy, and take a peep. We got a Cubs bang early, WLMNG. Let me know. Keep us updated. Pip says, fun fact, lived across the street from Tito's dad, and he was a top 5 most humble person I've ever met. Even got a Hank Aaron and Barry Bonds autograph. That's sick, Pip.
That's sick.
That's fucking sick. I'm a big Tito guy because I'm a closet Red Sox fan, and he's a fucking legend. But I'm not liking what he's doing with Will Benson. I could so see that, though.
Love Tito, but yeah, they have history dating back to Cleveland. So that's where he was then, and he hated him then too. I don't know what the beef is, or I know what the beef is, but I don't know how it's lasted this long.
Yeah, interesting. Squash the beef. Sam, you probably need to pick up a new QB for this week. JD5 is not going to play. Looking at that line, so I'm pretty confident JD5 is not going to play. Looking at that spread down to 3.5. I think a really good pickup if you have Caleb Williams available. Not even saying they win, but should be a high-scoring game. I actually just scooped him in one of my leagues because I'm thinking about maybe starting him. If he's available, give him a look this week because I think they'll be in a losing game script. Or you could give Jovan's guy, Geno Smith, coming off the worst start of his fucking career, a look against my Commanders. I actually picked him up in another league, potentially going to start him as well. So 2 guys to keep your eyes on. And would you guys be interested in if I did an Instagram live in between Night Sweats and BTL today, going over fantasy football pickups and recommendations and helping you guys out with trades, helping you guys out with your teams and answering questions there? I just feel like we don't have enough time doing that during BTL when we're trying to find winners for the day. Would that be something you guys are interested in? Yeah. Okay.
It'd be huge.
Okay. And yes, after 2 bad days, Eddie Gonzalez, it's fade crab season. Fade my plays today and see how that goes, my man. See how that goes. Please.
Missed the
Please.
boat.
Please. Okay. What's the play for Thursday Night Football? You know the play, Rando. You know the play, Rando. It's the fucking Fins. It's the fucking Fins. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about today's plays. Enough of me yapping. An early start, which I'm surprised Goots didn't yell at me for this yet. I'm sure he will. Early cake. Typically, I'm up here giving early cake in these early games, but I feel so confident about this play and some squares in this game, Jovan. I simply cannot resist. I can't. Favorite play today. Diamondbacks first 5 on the money line. Have you seen the squares up for both these starting pitchers? Have you seen them?
Oh, yeah.
And have you seen how these guys have just been pitching in general? Verlander's been back in prime form. He's been him. And he's got some crazy squares up there, man. He's got a crazy 2.5 earned runs allowed square after he's been nails, vintage Hall of Fame Verlander form. And then you look at Brandon Pfaadt. Brandon Pfaadt, much of the opposite. He's been terrible, but it looks like he has a great start today. He's got a crazy 2.5 earned runs allowed square we're going to talk about in a moment. So the perfect first 5 spot here that I've been cashing on, knock on wood, the majority of the season, where they have both starting pitchers up with some very contradicting squares. This is the perfect spot to back the D-backs, who are just red hot right now, which I love in baseball. Ride the hot hand. They've won 4 in a row. The Giants are fading after they made one last push. I think they're probably dead. They're going to be dead after this game this afternoon. Big game on MLB Network. Everybody's going to be on Verlander at a pick'em. Let's not even talk about the squares on Prize Picks. How about the fucking price of this game? You got Verlander back in vintage form, a pick'em against Brandon Pfaadt, a guy who everybody remembers throwing a yes hitter earlier this season, a guy who has a 5.3 ERA, but we know he's got it in him. We just haven't seen it in a couple weeks. We haven't seen the consistency. But with the Diamondbacks red hot right now, I think they put up a couple against Verlander, and I think Pfaadt pitches pretty well and gives up less than 2.5 earned runs allowed. I do. People forget that yes hitter.
You'll forget about that. Against the Nats, too, of all teams.
Attitude.
Dude, fuck that moment in the show. I remember trying that for years.
Yeah. They make them hard sometimes. Sometimes too hard.
That was the extreme ones. I mean, those are impossible.
Yeah. Rowdy says, do you like the D-backs full game as well? I do, Rowdy, but I'd rather just isolate, lean into those weird squares up there on Prize Picks, some of the weirdest squares for 2 starting pitchers on the entire slate today, and go first 5. And how about Alex Call? God, man, Alex Call is a good ball player. He's a good ball player. He's going to make plays for that Dodgers team in the postseason. We let a good ball player go. We did. We got a good return for him. There's a reason we got the best return for him out of anybody on our team at the deadline, because I think baseball is hip now too. Alex Call, good ball player. He is. And I'll be rooting for him in the playoffs. Good dude. Good dude. Now the Nats, on the other hand, God, they suck. They suck.
Really bad program.
You guys catch how they lost that game last night, game 2? 5 runs in the top of the 10th after they should have had a walk-off in the bottom of the 9th? Fuck. We'll talk about the Nats a little later if we have time, because there's a square I want to put in this side piece lineup. For now, let's keep moving and grooving. Arizona first 5 money line, my favorite play today. Let's see what Jovan's on.
Let's go with a good old A's team total, Krabs. Lucas Giolito on the mound. The A's, as everybody I'm sure can kind of figure out without me telling you, they love to hit a lot of these pitchers that give up hard contact, especially on fastball dominant pitchers, and especially when they're from the right side. Intro Bangaliers, who's been red hot, which some of these guys from the right side like crush lefties too, of course, but they've actually had better numbers against righties majority, and that's probably because they've faced a little more for the last couple months, but not the point. Bangaliers, fastball matcher from both sides. Nick Kurtz is a disaster of a matchup. So is Rooker when he decides to actually hit this day. Lawrence Butler, same deal. Even some of the bottom of the lineup, I could go up and down and tell you how good of a matchup I think a lot of these guys have. And it all hinges on the fact that Giolito, when he struggles, the fastball catches a lot of the plate. The fastball gets hit hard. The fastball is not located well. And that's exactly the type of pitcher that the A's have been crushing all year, but that a lot of them profile really well against. So I feel especially after yesterday's snooze fest of a game that they somehow ended up winning, the A's won a low-scoring game for the first time in maybe eons, especially on the road. Now I think this game is probably going to have some more runs in it. I didn't really trust what we were going to see from their side of the pitching because I I really have no clue what to expect there, but I do expect their bats to show up today against Giolito. And if you have watched Giolito and you know Giolito, when Giolito is bad, Giolito is bad. So
yes, he is.
I feel like this is, and the A's offense is kind of the same thing for the most part. You're either going to get all or nothing for them. So when you have two, I guess, a lineup in a pitcher situation kind of colliding like that, where I think the matchup's there, ceiling could be hit.
Cubs 4-0. W update, Jabber. Great sell job, Jovan, on the Athletics, putting up some runs. Man, I should have taken them on the ML last night, not gotten cute, and taken the first 5. Great comeback for the A's last night. Of course, they put up 2 in the top of the 6th. Nice.
Yeah, insane.
It's always cool when you have the first 5. I like this play. I think they continue to stay hot here. Ride the hot hand.
Yeah.
With the Athletics, they're starting to look like a team that can maybe win a World Series in the next 10 years. They're starting to.
Yeah, they're getting together.
They've been looking like that.
They are good.
Hasn't changed. Hasn't went up and down. It's the same.
No, it's changed. They're red hot right now. Mm-hmm. They're piping hot. They're piping hot. Everything's changed.
Cashed their win total yesterday too.
Did they? I mean, yeah, their record's no slouch. I mean, it's not good, but 71-80 for the A's.
Yeah, so I guess one more today.
Okay.
Hopefully they cash the win total with
4+
runs.
Let's hope. What's up, Tinlin Tutan? Good to see you, Goat. We got Green Guy 7373 lurking, dropping a resub as well. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, Green Guy. I appreciate you, my man. You're goated. Appreciate you. Heading to Boston this weekend with the girlfriend. Gonna miss Friday BTL. I'm already sick to my stomach about it. You can always go back and rewatch BTL on YouTube after the show. So if you have time to squeak it in on Saturday morning, if you have time to squeak it in on Sunday and watch the NFL weekend preview, do it. W Nightbot, W link in the chat. You can always go back and rewatch on the YouTube. People forget that. And if you do, please drop a like. Please drop a like. It helps more than you guys know. And it's free and easy. Just click one button, please. If you're watching on YouTube right now, do me a favor. Click one button. Click that like button for me, please. Thank you. Thank you. All right. W team total over. Have a feeling we'll talk about that game in a moment when we get to these squares. For now, swinging around, Goots. Got another straight bet here. How about the Rays? First 5 plus a half against Goots' Gosman. Gosman coming off a shutout. I believe it was a complete game shutout. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, complete game shutout coming off Kevin Goss.
Start of the fucking season. And Gosman's been great this year, and he gets no love. He should be getting more love. He's a big reason why this Blue Jays team has been really good this season. The guy's been clutch. The guy's been just really good. He's having a nice bounce back year after, an up and down season last season. Gosman still got it, and he's got that 3.44 ERA. But if you go look at some of Mr. Gosman's squares for today, oh Lord, they're not good. You're not going to like what you see. Goots, do me a favor. Don't look up those squares. You might get mad because he's got a 2.5 run runs allowed square after giving up 2 runs combined in his last 3 outings. Whew. Not good. Not a good sign there for Mr. Gosman against Jovan's Rays, who at this point have nothing to play for besides playing spoiler. And we know the Rays have done that a time or two in the past. And we know Toronto's still going for that number 1 overall seed in the AL. So it's not like they're playing for nothing here, although they've already pretty much locked up the AL East, in my opinion. But they're still going for that number 1 record. So you're still going to see effort and heart from Toronto. So it's not like it's a, faded team that's already packing up shop for the postseason. But the Rays have hung around the last 2 games of this series. They've lost by 1. I feel like they break through here in this game and they probably win, but I'll isolate. I'll back Seymour, who's been low-key pretty fucking good. And maybe we see the bullpen get a call there in the 5th inning if he doesn't go that long. And then Gosman fading him after a complete game shutout. It has to be done. I don't make the rules.
Absolutely. And I'll join you on that.
Okay.
I'll join you on that. Might as well jump there because I'm taking him full game. And knock on wood, I guess I'm going for, I think there's one more game. I think it's a 4-game series, but I've had a bet in every single game of this series. So maybe I'll continue that into tomorrow. But hoping to make it 3-0. But Kevin Gosman, after a complete game shutout, must be faded, especially with the squares up. But everything you said is correct. I think they match up perfectly against him, especially like this lineup is not better than the lineup they've had like at first half of the year, but I think they match up a little better against Gosman, especially like the bottom of the lineup's not great, but they're better low ball hitters, which you obviously need against Gosman. But I think he's going to get tapped up today. And I also took full game because now you're going to need Gosman to go pretty deep into the game after a complete game because Jeff Hoffman pretty much like the games the last 2 days have been very close towards the end. So the Jays have had to use their high leverage guys both games. Jeff Hoffman has pitched back-to-back days. Sir Anthony Dominguez has pitched back-to-back days. Brendan Little has pitched back-to-back days. Braden Fisher threw 27 pitches on Monday, so I don't know if he's available. Eric Lauer, who's a big lefty out of the pen, we'll see how they use him, but he threw 20-plus pitches yesterday. The whole bullpen has pitched in these 2 games. 3 of them have pitched back-to-back days. I don't know who's going to be available for the Jays today. It's very slim pickings, especially when you need like matchups against the top of that lineup, especially because some of them are pretty bad against lefties for obvious reasons, like Brandon Lau, Josh Lau, even Chandler Simpson you'll want a lefty in there for, but it's going to be tough for them to match up late in the game today. So I think, especially if like we're believing Gausman is going to give up runs, which obviously we are, and the books would tell you, he gets out of this game a little earlier than they need him to get, it's going to get ugly for that pen.
Yep. Yeah. Could not have said it better myself, dude. Snowman, I'm sorry to break your heart in the chat. Yes, we are fading Gausman today. We are typically big Gausman guys, just not today, coming off the complete game shutout. Sure, he's more than capable of following that up with another great gem. Yeah, he gives me Scherzer vibes. The guy's fucking goated. He's a workhorse. I agree. Just not today. Not in the spots. Not with the squares that are up on Prize Picks. You're telling me they're putting up a 2.5 earned runs allowed square after the guy's given up 2 runs combined in his last 3 outings. Come on now. Come on now. That's crazy. That's crazy
insane.
talk.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane disrespect. So, sure, he might get his Ks, but he's giving up some runs while he does it. Okay? Yeah. All right. You approve of that Reagan's less than 1.5 earned runs allowed square? Now that I see the rule as ML up here?
I mean, yeah. I don't know how long he's going to go, so I assume maybe a little shorter of a leash has something to do with the fact that that's up and some of his lines are as low as they are, but yeah.
Could be good. Very green chart as well. He did not finish off before that injury very well. He was not pitching too hot. Probably because he was hurt.
Yeah.
Probably because he was hurt. Okay. Indiana at -5.5. God damn it. I'm getting a fucking buzz cut, man. Fuck.
Dude, that's not.
Snowman might have me on that one.
Krabs.
What?
That's not one of the games you should be concerned about.
Okay. I was hoping that spread would be a little closer, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
All right. Foreign Haitian said Krabs. I think you got to crack open a V8 and see if one goes through the hoop. Is that what it's going to take, Foreign Haitian? Is that what you really need to say?
That could be it.
Today?
That could be it. That could be the difference, Krabs.
I'm going to have a fucking heart attack on stream from all the sodiums.
It's been, what, a week?
It's been a while.
That could be exactly what we ordered.
It's been a while.
Exactly what we need, cracking a V8 on a Thursday or a Wednesday. Sleepy slate. Back to baseball. How about a V8 to get
Trent can sack up and go to the office before noon. I could chug a fucking V8.
Let's go. We do hit squad rides when you drink V8. Let's go. That's hard.
Delicious.
That's hard.
It's really good. A lot of vitamins.
Dude, he might actually like it at this point. Dude, that can got mucked.
I've had about enough of the bit.
A lot of vitamins and a lot of minerals in there, folks. Woo! People are saying it's fade crab season. They didn't say shit when I was hot the entire summer, but after 2 bad days. Yep, fade crab season. See how it goes.
Woo! They ain't placing that shit, man. Especially after
feeling like a new man.
Feeling,
blood pressure.
Invigorated.
Blood pressure through the roof.
Yeah, blood pressure might be a little high. It's all good, though. It's the price you pay.
Foreign Haitian says he loves to see it. If that's what he needed to see, my man, W's.
There you go.
W's.
There you go.
All right. Swinging around for me, Goots. It would be nice to hit a first 5 wager after yesterday going 0 for 3. Can't fucking make it up. I got another one here for you guys. I'm hitting one of these. I think I'm going 3-0, though. How about first 5 under 4 in DeGrom versus – why am I blanking on it? DeGrom versus well, I didn't track the fucking bet. Javier. Javier has some nice looking squares up there on Prize Picks. I know DeGrom was not involved in the Muck Fest for Play of the Year from Trent. I know he pitched pretty good in his return to New York, but wouldn't it be something the game after, even if it was Jonah Tong who gave up the nukes, wouldn't it be something if DeGrom, is in a game that's 1-0 after Trent had the game of the year? Yes, that sounds like it's meant to be there. And I'll certainly be backing Tong in his next start as well, if he even gets one. At this point, he might be sent back down to the fucking minors after that shit. But DeGrom versus Javier, this one just feels like a vintage under in the Astros park that just prints unders. Now, not recently, not in this series. We've had 2 overs in this series so far and more offense in this series, Jovan, than we typically have between the Rangers and the Astros when they're typically snooze fests at either ballpark, but especially this one. And they're coming off a 5-6 game last night that soared over. And now we're seeing the juice loose on the under and the first 5 under. We're seeing the first 5 under drop into 3.5 some places, some of the sharper, faster moving books, which is a great sign for this first 5 under. If you go look at Javier's squares, yeah, he's not been good this season. He has not been good of late, but he's getting some respect on Prize Picks today, which I thought was kind of weird considering he's been pretty bad and he's facing a solid Rangers lineup. DeGrom, not a hot take. I think he goes out there and shoves. The guy's got a 2.82 ERA. Knock on wood. Let's hope he keeps that up. But yeah, first 5 under in a game with the under catching some serious steam, which is a great sign considering we've had 2 straight overs in this series.
Yes. It would be so funny if the click and pray Trent under, which obviously had a lot to do with Jonah Tong too, his guy, but
it did.
A lot to do with DeGrom. That click and pray under doesn't get there for Play of the Year, but you can click and pray DeGrom's next start here in Houston.
Meant to be.
It would be so funny. It'd be so funny, and I'm with it.
Meant to be.
I'll close it out. Speaking of meant to be, they ain't making it 10 in a row, Krabs.
Wow.
The Mariners, who are dogs on the road in Kansas City, probably as they should be. But Bryce Miller, confusing pitcher, but same thing. You wouldn't see it as drastically in the splits as some of the other Mariners pitchers because he's had some softer matchups in comparison to home road. But he's been largely worse on the road, despite the fact that his numbers are very similar. Again, if you parse the matchups and find ones like this specifically where the Royals are a team that is very aggressive early, doesn't strike out. We've talked about that pretty much all season. You were talking about that the other day. They swing early. They don't want to get deep in counts. They hunt fastballs. All kind of a nightmare of a team for Bryce Miller to face. So I think he gives up runs today, especially against some of the big boys in the lineup that match up pretty well against him. A lot of Bobby Slurpage today. I don't disagree. I like Vinny P a lot, especially because he's the power bat for lefties. Salvi's going to be up and moving as well. So I think the Royals, especially with this total at an 8.5, which when you think about Royals, Mariners, that's the only thing that gives me a little pause about taking a Reagan's backing square. That and the fact that he's coming back from injury, I guess. But that gives me a little pause. We're seeing 8.5 in Kansas City with the Mariners involved, which is pretty strange. As good as their offense has been, you don't really see that type of respect too often. You didn't even see it yesterday, but now you're seeing it here. And I think the Royals offense hops all over Bryce Miller. He's had some pretty bad starts against the Royals, I guess, historically. He's had one big blow-up start, if I remember correctly, but this is a much different team than the one he faced, last year. It's the one that I think almost matches up even poorer for him, I guess, than that last one. So I think he gives up runs. I think Reagan's will be good. The squares, regardless of how long he goes, he's going to be on some sort of limit. Not all too concerned about that, especially with the bullpen somewhat rested after the last couple days. So I think they're getting a win, and definitely a reason they're minus 125.
Yep. Love it. I'm in. Bryce Miller has a 10 ERA in 2 appearances against the Royals, including last year. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 7 earned runs. Can't believe they left him out there that long. 3 walks, pitched like shit. Let's hope it goes like that way once again with a Royals ticket in our pockets here. And I'm at the point where I think Bryce Miller might just not be that good. He might not be that good.
Yeah. All the Mariners pitchers are weird.
Logan Gilbert, I think, has been off this season, but I think he'll lock in. I'd rather trust him. Their rotation is so sketch, dudes.
Yeah.
So sketch. Odd. George Kirby, I love, but he's been all over the place this season. I know he's starting to lock in finally, but
yeah,
he's been so bad all year.
All of them have some specific project they're working on, as they should, to evolve as a pitcher. But Kirby Kirby's been bad for a little bit because he's trying to be effectively wild and throw less strikes now. Brian Woo's the one that's been, I guess, more nails than the rest of them. Logan Gilbert's
Woo's been good.
Coming back from injury, adding a new pitch. Like even Bryce Miller here, he's been adding a new pitch all throughout the year, and it's been spotty at times. So like they all individually have their little quirks that seem to work sometimes, and I guess this year more than past years it hasn't worked, especially on the road. But yeah, Kirby is for sure going to get faded next game. 14 Ks, greatest performance of career.
Yeah, unbelievable. Legally obligated to fade him in his next outing. So
it's got to be this weekend, I would assume. I don't think it's this series.
Okay. DeAndre, if you think I'm trying mac and cheese again, you are severely mistaken, my man. You are severely mistaken. I did it, and we move on. No more mac.
Made a whole batch yesterday, Mac. If you want to come over and eat some, Krabs.
What are you meal prepping mac and cheese, Goots?
When you make a box, you can't eat it all at once.
First off, it's the easiest thing ever to make. Second off,
yeah, I know. I'm saying.
Meal prep mac.
Are you saving it in your fridge and reheat mac and cheese?
Yeah, because it's a big box. I can't eat it all at once.
Oh, okay. I'm so out on the baby food. It's literally eating goo. Okay. Orange goo. Orange goop. Gross.
Good goo.
It's not good goo.
It's really good goo.
No, it's not. Big ass box. Props and chops. Yep. Orange goo. Out on Mac, in on Chipotle is just. You guys hear they were doing BOGO on Monday? Anybody go and get those scraps? Take those handouts. Get that BOGO on Monday.
We forgot.
I did.
Did you go yesterday?
I would have if I had softball. I go after every softball game, but the game was canceled, so I didn't go.
That's pretty soft. You can go to make your usual statement and go in the day after.
I typically do like going the day after they do those BOGO deals. Number one, I'm not a big handout guy. So if you're doing the BOGO, I'm out. The lines are twice as long. I'm not waiting in that shit. I'd rather go the next day. Number two, you're getting the fresh ingredients. I feel like they do those BOGOs and they're just throwing out everything in the kitchen sink in the back. All the old meats, the old rices, the old ingredients, salsas. They're just getting it all out, using it all. And then the next day they have a fresh batch coming in. That's the best Chipotle you can get the day after a BOGO deal. I should have went yesterday. I fucked up.
Shut up.
I should have went.
Oh, yeah,
if you think I'm going in there getting a handout free item from Chipotle and wait in a line at Chipotle, I'm the kind of guy who during the E. coli outbreak, I went to Chipotle every day willing to risk it because there was no lines. They looked at me like I was a crazy person walking in there during that time. Only guy in the whole restaurant. They had 10 people working in the back. Only guy in there.
Nah.
I'm not waiting in a line, man.
Nah.
I'm not.
While we're talking about how much of a crazy person you are, we were discussing your coffee order last night.
Okay.
We might have a National Krabs Day where we all go try the coffee order.
We have to do it in the middle of the summer, though. The true contrarian
way. In the middle of the summer, dude. It's peppermint.
Everybody gets the peppermint around Christmas time. You know, the vibes are up. You're in the holiday spirit. You're getting the peppermint, right? That's normal. That's normal. If you get it in the summer, that shows you really want it. They got to dig it out of the back of the cabinet. Man. They got to dust off the fucking cobwebs and shit.
This might be your worst take. That's a little.
I get it every time.
In the summer.
Every time I go to Starbucks, I get 1 pump of peppermint in a black cold brew.
And then you walk outside to 95 degrees with peppermint.
Yeah.
That just doesn't.
Shit. I'm gonna have to get it now before it turns cool here. It's fucking still 90 out here.
Way. Give it a shot. 1 pump is good enough. If they put in the full fucking shebang, it's like you're literally, you're fucking Santa himself. It's too much peppermint.
Santa himself.
1 pump. 1 pump is good enough. 1 pump.
1 pump in black coffee.
Rare case where that's okay. Yep.
Do you ever get like anything else? Just once.
Never have, never will.
That's absurd.
Never have, never will. I know right now it's big. The protein,
milk in coffee.
No, I don't like milk, bro. Again, I'm not a child. I don't need milk for sustenance. I'm not trying to grow my bones anymore. My bones are grown, bro. I don't need to drink milk. I'm not a baby. You know who drinks milk? Babies and children. I don't put milk in my coffee. I drink black coffee like a grown-up.
You put peppermint in your coffee?
Milk is in so many things.
What are you, the fucking North Pole, man?
So many things you eat. You have no idea.
Not a big milk guy. Not a big milk guy.
So sour cream. A lot of things you eat.
Sour cream is gross, and I try to avoid it at all costs.
I'm with that. I don't like sour cream.
Gross. Chipotle does have a kids menu. I've gotten everything on the goddamn menu there. I've tried it all. Let's move. Also, Dead Larry Bird, you're telling me the Diamondbacks are not sharp today? You were telling me earlier they're square? Brother, it's Verlander who's in his peak right now at a pick'em against Brandon Pfaadt. There's nothing square about that.
Yeah.
There's nothing square about that. Come on. I disagree. 2 squares that I love for today. Brandon Pfaadt, less than 2.5 earned runs allowed, completely greened out chart. The guy's been moose shit. But you know who else has been moose shit? The Giants bats, and I think that stays that way in this game. Big game this afternoon, 3:40 p.m. Eastern on MLB Network. You guys can tune in and watch this puppy. Just seeing this at a pick'em is absurd against Verlander, who, like I said before, is just in his fucking prime right now, dialed in. And we've got these crazy thought squares up there to make it seem like he's going to be Jacob deGrom 2.0. Not going one in this game. So I took the Giants bat, stay cold. I think Pfaadt goes out there and shoves for 5. Hopefully gets an early hook. Big fan of this Pfaadt less than earned runs allowed square, which is juiced to the under on the books. Verlander peak. I mean, this season, yeah, not in his career, but he's in the best stretch of his season right now.
This is probably the best stretch he's had since being
in 5
Astro.
years.
Yeah, since like
in 4 or 5 years.
Peak Verlander.
Yep. All right, and then Kyle Schwarber, less than half a run. Look, these guys are old. 2-day hangover could be kicking in here for Schwarber. Certainly did not last night because he scored again. And he scored every game the last 8 games. So taking Kyle Schwarber, less than half a run, trusting my GOAT Blake Snell to go out there and shove in a game I like the under in. Total open up at 7.5. Sure, it's up to 8. People are probably taking the over because of these offenses, because of what they saw last night, and because they see Luzardo on the bump. While I'm not buying, I think this is going to be a nail biter, a low scoring affair, a pitcher's duel, if you will. And I want to fade Schwarber, take his less than half a run, which is extremely juicy to the under on the books. -140 I was seeing before the show. So looks like the freest more than of all time. Surprised it's still even up. Love the less than, and I love Schwarber to stay off the base paths here because he's facing a tough lefty. Really tough assignment here for Schwarber, who's been red hot, but even he's a human being. And if there's any game where he lacks and struggles, it's this one against Mr. Blake Snell. So give me the less than half a run. Like the Dodgers in this game, like the under in this game. Schwarber ain't scoring.
There we go. That's your Hoosier fade for the day.
Yeah, I guess I'm just a Hoosier fader.
Yeah.
I won't fade the basketball team in Assembly Hall, though. I've learned my lesson there. But everywhere else, fair game.
Kind of sucks game. That fucking lefty in Seattle KC, because Dom Canzone probably would be playing. And you could fade him. Did you see what he did yesterday?
No, what did he do?
3 nukes.
No shot.
Yeah.
He outdid Cal Raleigh and hit 3 while Cal hit 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was unreal.
Unbelievable. And they're going to bench him the next day?
I mean, I don't know if you can, I guess, but I would assume that's why he's not up on any book.
Analytics. You're probably right. See, that's where you lose me, and I like to be a little more old school as a coach. And I'd be more like, hey, you got to ride the hot hand. The guy just hit 3 home runs. Let's leave him in the lineup and see what happens. If he looks like shit his first 2 at-bats, you could pull him or go situationally there. But I'd like to have Canzone back in the lineup after having a great day, whether he's facing a lefty or not. But maybe that's just me.
Anti-high ball is what you're going there.
Yeah, an anti-Yankees ball. You know, the Yankees are big into the analytics, and it's cost them over the years because they don't believe in players getting hot or cold. They just think they're what they are, and they just go strictly based off of the analytics in the matchup. The analytics nerds up there in the Bronx will give a lineup. Boone will give a lineup, and they'll talk through it, and they'll meet in the middle. And that's how they set their lineups up there. If you guys have listened to Clint Frazier's pod, it's honestly pretty cool to listen to. He's also a big Yankee hater now, so a fan of mine. Clint Frazier, if you guys haven't listened to his pod, it's pretty educational, and he talks a lot about the Yankees and their process. The Yankees rely too much on analytics. Not enough on riding the hot hands. It's baseball. You got to lean into the hot hands. It can't all just be numbers. Okay. That's maybe a hot take in the Big 2-5, but that's what I feel. That's what I feel. All right. Swinging around, I want to hear your sell jobs on your Prize Pick squares, Jovan, and I will drop the link to the Sharp Report 4-man in the chat once again.
Yep. Wanted to take an A. It's a little tougher to choose an A, I guess, when there's not a lefty on the mound, because if there's a lefty on the mound, throws a lot of fastballs. I just want to take Bengals. But the righty, it makes it a little trickier because there's a lot of different guys that you can take. I want to take JJ Bleday. I guess conventional wisdom would probably tell you Nick Kurtz, and hopefully he busts as well. Same with Bengals. But JJ Bleday, like, he does really one thing really well, and that's it. It's pulling fastballs in the air. And he's not a terrible lefty hitter. So, like, I don't know if he still has reverse splits. I haven't checked on that. But aside from that, like, he's facing Giolito today. A lot of the reason why I think the A's are going to score runs is because I think they're going to destroy his fastball. And again, Bleday is not a great off-speed hitter. He's not a great hitter of against pitchers that keep anything on the ground. So, like, if there's a ground ball pitcher, he's going to hit it into the ground. He's going to spike it into the ground. The only time he really has success, you can look at his numbers, is when he faces guys that get the ball in the air, that are fastball dominant, and he can pull in the air against, which is Lucas Giolito to a T. It's like there are not really realistically many times you could take JJ Bleday. Now's one of those times. So I'm taking it. And then Bookie Goodman against the lefty, known Goots guy on the mound, Ryan Weathers in Coors. First of all, fuck Hunter Goodman for yesterday, even though the Rockies tried their best. He left the game-tying run on third with 2 outs in the ninth on a ball that was hit pretty hard. He hit the ball pretty hard all game, but lined it right to the third baseman. Rat piss. You know he's kind of going to come through today when it matters a little less. Hopefully matters just as more because we're on his bases, but I think he has a great matchup against Weathers. Obviously, he's a lefty, which he's been mashing, but he's also fastball, changeup. So changeup in Coors, we'll see how that plays. But he's been demolishing changeups. Ryan Weathers against righties, he loves to get that changeup down. So for guys that can actually lift it and elevate it and hit it pretty hard, that's Hunter Goodman.
Yep.
And that square is also just. He's in Coors.
Crazy square.
He's in Coors. Like, what else are you really going to do for his squares? But what better time to snap his little mini funk than right now? Yeah.
You're not wrong. Could be the perfect time. Extremely red charts. And probably a day early on the Rockies. I don't know why I want to take him again.
Maybe.
And fade Weathers, who's been good so far this season, and back Brown and this Rockies bullpen. It's only plus 135. I kind of want to take him again.
Yeah.
Any qualms there? Or?
No qualms. I won't say any qualms.
Okay. LC tweeted that square. Trent has it in his 4-man. W's.
Trent also just picked up 2 defenses in fantasy. Now it's 3 defenses on his team.
Okay.
For the Bookit Fantasy League.
The Bookit League. Yep.
Okay. Who did he pick up?
He dropped Chris Godwin for the Bucks D. And then
smart pickup.
He dropped Brenton Strange for the Rams defense.
Wow. He's stashing defenses.
He now has the Bucks defense, the Broncos defense, and the Rams defense.
Okay.
What does it even do for you?
I don't know.
He's stashing defenses. He's letting his opponents not pick up any good ones. I don't hate it. Currently sprinting to the waivers to claim Chris Godwin and stash in my bench, but I don't hate it.
I would so do that myself if I didn't already have Rashi stashed.
I got too many receivers anyway, so I'm not actually doing that. But
my bench right now is Burrow, Rashi, and Kittle, so I have enough inactivity there, or else I would.
Yep. All right. W squares, Jovan. I did drop the link multiple times. I'll drop it one more time. If you guys want to tail the Sharp Report 4-man, get it in before the Kyle Schwarber square gets taken off. Okay? Beetle said, I got Neighbors and Puka as my 1 and 2. I'm living life. Yeah, you're chilling, Beetle. You're chilling, my man. I don't know if I love Malik's matchup against the Chiefs this weekend. The Chiefs is another defense I like this weekend. But we'll see. Still Neighbors. He's still uncoverable. So even if the Giants don't score a ton after that splooge fest, maybe Malik still goes off because he's pretty fucking good. Pretty good. I'm going to do a fantasy Insta Live or TikTok Live later, guys. So check my X. I'll post about it. And we'll talk more fantasy then. For now, let's keep finding winners on today's slate and do a little look ahead lines action here for college football and NFL. We're going to power through. We're going to do the ranked games. Still no spread out in Blacksburg. It's crazy. It's the only game this weekend with no spread. I have to bring it up. The odds makers are scared to put a line up. They're scared to get burnt on Wofford ML bettors probably, too.
Yeah.
Straight up. DeAndre, I'm not lactose intolerant. I'm just not a baby. I don't need milk. I'm a grown-ass man. So I appreciate you looking out, DeAndre, but no, I'm actually good. I drink water
Man.
like a grown-up.
Nah.
I drink water. Big water guy. Got my Prize Picks cup. Always got this puppy filled at the ready. Got my big-ass black cold brew. You know what I need to start getting is some peppermint for at home. That's what I need to start doing. Put a little splash of that in the cold brew. Where do I acquire that?
Oh, man. At home?
Where do I acquire the peppermints? What even is the peppermint? I don't even know what it is, but it's delicious.
Peppermint and oil, essentially.
It's got to be some terrible syrup for you. It's probably so
it's
sugary
syrup.
and healthy. Still no lineup for the Hokies game. Why don't we focus on the ranked matchups though for college football this weekend? And that's certainly not the Hokies. Texas Tech, Utah, biggest game in the conference this whole season, and the game is a 10 a.m. local time kickoff. Make that make sense? I can't. It's noon here, but it's 10 a.m. local, which is crazy.
I mean, like it's the big noon game.
It's the big noon kickoff. Okay.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Okay. Yeah, I feel bad for those teams. They deserve a night game there with that matchup.
100%.
What are your thoughts? Texas Tech, Utah, two teams we've had pretty conflicting thoughts on. I know you weren't a big Texas Tech fan preseason. I kind of like them. I like the coins they've got for their squad this year. They paid up and got a couple good skill players and a couple good players on defense. Utah, very, very high on preseason. And look at them, undefeated, ranked 16 as they should be. Spreads at a field goal. Looks like a really, really good game. Jovan, do you have thoughts? I kind of want to square up. I don't even know if it's squaring up, but I think Utah wins this game. I think they're a really good lay piece. I got to figure out if I'm sacking up and taking these spread or not, though, because they're minus 150.
Yeah. I kind of want Texas Tech.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I think one of the I think Utah right now, as it currently stands, is one of the more overrated teams in football. And I say that partially because, like, look at who they've played defensively. Like, the offense has looked fantastic, I guess you could say, but against defenses of UCLA, Cal Poly, and Wyoming, truthfully, they didn't look fucking good against Wyoming last week. And they carried away towards the second half and like start of the fourth quarter. That's when they started to put it together, but they didn't look good. And that's a weird road game at Wyoming, so I get it. But honestly, the fact that this first move at Utah was towards Texas Tech line-wise, that stands out to me a lot because it's a new
people are betting it a little bit.
Tough place to play, early kickoff. That tells all to me, I think. I think they go in there and win.
I don't disagree. Okay. Yeah, weird to see an opponent catching steam at Utah, notoriously one of the toughest places to play in the country. You're right. Does look like they're getting some money. I know it's early, but on Pickett, they're getting some coins. I don't know. People's public perception, they're probably a little bit more impressed with Texas Tech and how they've done this season than Utah. Like you said, Utah is coming off that stinker of a game against Wyoming that was a little closer than it probably should have been and kind of boring. But I'm a big Dampier guy. I like the new OC for Utah. Obviously, I love their coach and their defensive mindset. I think it's going to be a tough game, but I do agree with you. Weird to see Texas Tech catching steam. I just wonder if it's bet-based. We'll see. We'll see where it keeps moving. If they get down to 2.5.
I'm a little concerned with the Dampier squares that are up, including his interception square against that defense. That would be his first pick all year.
I don't like that. Okay. All right. Maybe you're right, man. Maybe it is Texas Tech. Fuck. Two teams I'm pretty high on. I'm having some trouble figuring out a side there. How about UAB, Tennessee? I got nothing for you here. You think Tennessee just puts it on them after blowing that game last week? You think Aguilar just tweaks and hits a couple deep balls here? Total's up as well.
Yeah, probably. I mean, UAB is just horrific.
Yeah, they're really bad.
Coach teams in football. So they probably get mucked.
Okay, I agree. Could be a bounce back spot there. Tennessee getting some anger out. I got no thoughts on Oregon State, Oregon.
Nope. Probably
you got anything there?
Show.
Okay. What about Tulane, Ole Miss? Pretty good game, actually. Spreads down to 10.5. I'm done fading John Sumrall. I simply can't do it anymore, man. Potential future Hokies coach. Go ahead and plant the seed there. Wouldn't that be something? I would do a fucking cartwheel. I'd do a cartwheel.
There, man.
Probably not.
He ain't going.
Probably not. He's going somewhere in the Power 4 soon. Probably not Blacksburg, but he's going somewhere in the Power 4 soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tulane, really good. They kind of got outplayed by Duke overall in that game, but they still beat Duke. And I'm just not sold on this young lefty QB yet. I probably will be eating my words and changing my mindset there towards the end of the season. But yeah, he might be benched anyways or hurt, right?
Hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why the spread's down from 13.5 to 10.5.
No, well, he didn't play last week, but I would assume that one of the more popular dogs I've heard this week is Tulane, and circles back to this feels. This feels like to me, Krabs. This feels like Troy.
Okay.
Because Tulane just they're not punching up as much, of course, against fucking Duke, but they just played a big emotional game against their revenge game against their former quarterback and against a power conference team, and they won, and it was great. They dominated them for most of that game. Now they're playing another big team as dogs, so people are obsessed with them, especially since that team has a backup quarterback. So there's a lot of bets on them. This feels like the fake sharp dog, one of them of the week.
All right. I kind of like the square over in that game, up to 61.5. Holy fuck!
I'd probably be with you.
Be a good one to watch
if that Ole Miss game didn't have a billion points last week.
Okay. You won't see me betting Tulane after pulling off that upset against Duke last week, but I think I'm done fading Summerall. I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Probably sit this one out.
Yeah.
Probably sit this one out. AB, we're going to do a fantasy football IG live later this afternoon. Keep those questions, hold them, bring them. I'm happy to talk through any questions you have for your fantasy teams. Let's talk about Michigan and Nebraska. Jovan, what are your thoughts on Michigan laying 2.5 on the roads against Nebraska? Everybody's favorite, Cinderella story, Dylan Raiola having a great start to the season here. Is it Nebraska plus 2.5? I'm a sucker for the plus 2.5 spreads. Or is this going to be Michigan laying it on the road?
I'll tell you, this game has my brain in a blender because the very obvious first thoughts to me in this game are we just saw Michigan in a spot where a few more people like them, but like on the road in a big game against Oklahoma, and people thought they were going to have a puncher's chance, and they didn't. Oklahoma dominated them in that game. That was Bryce Underwood's first road game, first big road start. So now you have them again, and you're getting everybody's favorite playoff sleeper before this year, everybody's favorite win total, everybody's favorite quarterback at plus chick at home at a very tough place to play. So, if we're talking about enticing looking boards on the bets, Nebraska's got to be up there with some of the most enticing of the week.
Yeah, you're probably right. Might end up being a public dog. We'll see where those splits end up shaking out right now. Certainly pretty even right now in the splits. And yeah, everybody loves Dylan Raiola and they love Nebraska. And, as of right now, they probably should. They've looked great so far. Good to see Dylan Raiola, though, up for a demon 1.5 passing touchdown square after he's thrown 8 in his last 3 games combined. That probably should be a normal square, but maybe they're putting some respect on the Michigan defense. I don't know what I'm going to play in this game. Maybe an over, although I hate overs, but maybe Bryce Underwood shows up and actually does well on the road, like you were talking about, and bounces back. That's probably where I would lean right now, some points in that game. Okay.
I could respect that.
Auburn, Oklahoma. Maybe game of the weekend. Any thoughts here? Oklahoma's up to 6.5. Jesus.
Yeah, I think it's built. Which I kind of like points in this game too, sneakily.
Okay.
I think like we're talking about revenge game, and I broke the rule last week. One of your favorite rules of side with the player, not the team. Obviously, you're going to have siding with the player in Oklahoma this week, or side with the team, like as far as the player goes with Jackson Arnold coming back. But I think the tier is going to have a field day with this defense, partially because, like, as good as the Auburn defense is, like, I think Oklahoma's whole offense is built to invite pressure and be like over aggressive one of two ways, like go over the top over you, which is tough against good corners, but do that and also use John Mateer's legs the second you get pressure that's red in his face. So I feel like they're going to be overextending just because of how good they are. And I think Oklahoma's offense is going to take advantage, but I think Jackson Arnold can also hold his own. So like kind of like an over, and I definitely like Oklahoma.
Okay. Jackson Arnold is throwing a pick in this game. Got a completely read it out interception chart. I know that. He's throwing a pick. He might play well otherwise. Not saying he doesn't. And Mateer's not throwing a pick. He's thrown a pick in 4 straight games. 2 weird interception squares up there that make me lean Oklahoma a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving and grooving. I'll ask just because you're kind of a fan. Purdue, Notre Dame. Any thoughts there before we move?
Two teams that I think I do not care to catch the falling knife with big spreads, especially this week.
Yep.
Notre Dame and Clemson.
Yep.
Good. I think Purdue honestly looked, which maybe this is part of it. Purdue looked kind of good last week. I'll say it. Against USC. They held their own. Ryan Brown's looked decently solid, and so is the offense all year for the most part. But they kind of held their own against USC, and it was a weird rain delay game, but I wouldn't write them off.
Okay.
Purdue team total over.
Ooh, Goots POD. Purdue team total
over. Not Goots POD, but our
All
defense is probably the worst defense I've ever seen in my life. So yeah, Purdue team total over.
Our defense. Okay.
Shout out Chris Haas.
Okay. All right.
It's also kind of a big, I guess, tough to say it after their first 3 games were significantly bigger games, but I think this emotional spot, both for Arkansas and Notre Dame, with this new weird game that hasn't really happened in a while. They're going to Arkansas next week. You got to get up for Purdue this week. 2 in SEC, 2 SEC, I guess, country down there, which Notre Dame does not go to very often.
Okay. Interesting. Pip, I'm down to do a college football spaces on Saturday before the slates. But do not forget, I'm sure they'll have sweats down there in person all day Saturday like they've been doing. So keep that in mind. If you're going to join anything, please join that. But I'm down to fire up a spaces before the slate starts on Saturday morning. I'm in. 1 or 2 more here. I want your thoughts on Illinois, Indiana.
I like Indiana. Don't love them.
Yep.
I don't know. They're 2 teams that I don't really care to buy into at all this year. So it kind of has my brain in a blender, but 5.5 at home does seem a little fat. I'd be willing to put some respect on Mendoza.
Okay. I'll be on the under in this game. Under 52.5. Fading the offenses that have looked great the last couple weeks. Sure, Mendoza comes out on top, and I do lean Indiana, but I want to fade the offenses overall in a big-time game. First big game of the season for both these squads, really. Illinois has had some cakewalks, and Indiana is coming off of just an absolute beatdown against Indiana State. So I want to fade the offenses in this one. Total's dropping from 54.5 to 52.5. Give me an under between these 2 pretty evenly matched squads.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm in on that.
Are we taking Florida against Miami?
I really don't want to, man. I really don't.
Okay.
As much as the big contrarian play is definitely Florida, I'm saving my coins for Texas.
Yep. I might get there. We'll see. I got to look myself in the mirror and ask myself, am I betting on that shit coach?
Yeah.
And an underperforming QB in Lagway who needs to fucking prove it to me a little bit. I got to figure that out. TBD. Certainly lean Gators. One more comment here. How about the Trojans? Trojans might be all the way back. Lincoln Riley revenge season. Looks like they got a decent QB right now. They're spanking some teams. They're ranked again, and they're laying a big old number at home against Michigan State. Are they covering? Are they winning by 20 plus? And are people going to finally start respecting the Trojans? One of my favorite win total overs preseason here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. That spread looks incredibly fat, and I'm not an Aiden Childs Michigan State respecter per se, but you know how I feel about my cross-country trips, and Michigan State's making one now.
Yep. Late night game, 11 p.m. Eastern. Holy shit.
Late as ma.
Could be a sleepy Spartans team there. All right.
I will say, though,
Michigan
State has not covered a game yet this year.
Okay.
Tad concerning.
That is concerning.
This game.
All right. Let's pivot. Let's look at the NFL. We'll talk plenty about tomorrow's game tomorrow. We'll save that for tomorrow's BTL. I want your thoughts on a couple other matchups, though. What are your thoughts on Houston on the road at Jacksonville? Total's down 2 points in this game to 44.5. The Jags should be favorites in this game after how bad Houston's looked, but were we a week early on Houston? Are they going to make us look like fools and look great in week 3 against the Jags?
Probably. And I mean, as bad as the Texans offense has looked, it's been against 2 fucking, again, like we were talking about this with Nico talk and Stroud talk, like for an offensive line that's really struggling and hurt at this point, could you face maybe like out of a group of 5 teams in the league that you don't want to face, 2 of them have got to be the Rams and the Bucks. So like the Jags D line front 7 is not that. They're not going to pressure him nearly as much. Like much better matchup. So I mean, what do I love fading the Jags after they're hitting kind of a low point, talking about Brian Thomas not wanting to be there, T-Laws talking about I don't know shit with Liam Cohn. They're not agreeing on stuff. No, not really, but I do think the Texans bounce back. Maybe this is like the sneaky buyback in over of the week.
Okay.
Which not sneaky on the Jags side, I guess, but more so for the Texans.
Yeah. All right. I feel like the crabby play here is probably the Texans. We'll see if I get to the counter there because they might just be a team we got to put off to the side.
Yeah, could be.
Okay. What about Minnesota and Cincy? 2 backup QBs. Is Carson Wentz getting some more respect here after we saw Jake Browning, lead his team to a comeback victory last week? They're still undefeated. Or is it just the Vikings defense that's carrying weight here and just an overall better Vikings team? Is that why they're -3? I don't know. I keep looking at this game and I'm thinking to myself, Carson Wentz is -3. They're winning this game.
Yeah, probably. I think people have a little maybe warped sense of reality of how decent he's looked when he's actually been in there because he looked pretty bad. But
yeah,
you're playing the Bengals defense. How good do you really have to be?
Yeah,
especially with the Vikings defense, which I do think Browning can have some success against because he's one of the more prepared, I guess, backups, I would say, to face pressure in the league. But Carson Wentz +3 does seem a little telling.
-3? Yeah.
-3, yeah.
Yep. I agree. I think a decent, sneaky survivor pick is the Vikings this weekend and the Bengals, their first loss of the season. Hoping for a lot of field goals in that game. Okay. Are we taking Carolina +5.5 against the Falcons coming off that destruction?
Probably should.
Probably have to.
Screams a field goal game, in my opinion.
Probably have to. Yep. Probably gonna have to back Carolina there +5.5. What are your thoughts on Pitt on the road as favorites, flipping from a +1.5 dog to a -1.5 favorite, -2 some places against the Pats? Thought that was a little weird timing with Pitt coming off that loss and the Pats coming off that win. Is it the Steelers on the road?
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite plays of the weekend. TBD if it ends up being the favorite play. We'll discuss that on Friday, I guess. But I like the Steelers a lot, especially because one of the most successful fade the fan teams, I guess, is the Steelers. After saying nothing in chat, everything in chat from Steelers fans about how they're losing or how they're not going to lose this week and put up 35 points plus. And we were talking about fading them. They came right back after that. We were talking Monday and hearing on Sweats about how they're cooked this week. That immediately made me think that I look at the game. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to have a great performance against this defense. I think this is more of the offense they were expecting from last week, which very different defensive schemes. So I'm kind of with the Steelers.
Okay. I agree. Yeah, I kind of like Rodgers more than 213.5 passing yards, but we'll talk more about that game on Friday. Jovan, I got people DMing me how to buy peppermint syrup
That's
now.
Bad, man.
Shout out really BDW Bets. He just sent me the link. Attaboy. Could be the difference. That's got to be the least healthy thing you can have in your body is coffee syrup. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to buy a bottle. Okay. W link. Thank you, chat. Appreciate the support there.
There's been some movement on the potential triple reverse Krabs.
Ooh, has there now?
Seems to have flipped back.
Oh, what the heck? Cowboys now -1 on the road to the Bears.
Max Bears plays on feed.
Yeah, everybody buying into the Bears here. Even Trent was talking about the Bears and how they might need to be in the surge.
Really?
I think that's probably before he saw, on his Yap this morning. And look, again, to each his own. Maybe he's not wrong. We're going to see they still got to play the game, but good to see the Cowboys flip into a favorite there. Now, let me ask you this, because I got Dak and I got Caleb on the same team in a couple leagues. Like the Cowboys here in the triple reverse, but do we like Caleb more in fantasy here? Would you still play Dak in fantasy? High scoring game, totals up to 50.5. So I think it's a win-win either way. But what QB would you play?
It's a great question. I would probably have to say Dak just because I think you're going to win the game. But like if there is, this might be the best matchup Caleb's going to have.
Yeah, dude.
You would think maybe all year.
This is a DJ Moore game, is what this is. After it's been
Probably
Rome the
is.
first 2 weeks, this is a big DJ Moore game.
Yeah, especially like I think Ben Johnson is probably, licking his chops, seeing what Russ was able to do, because not only like the Cowboys played a lot of zone week 1 against the Eagles, kept everything kind of clouded over the top. They tried to do that for a while against the Giants, and Russ just said, I'm still going to throw over top of you. So like Ben Johnson is probably going to take every single shackle possible off of Caleb in this game. Let him throw and do anything he fucking wants. I guess if there's any week to start him, like it has to be this week.
Yeah, I'm having a tough internal battle there on who to start. I still don't know. I hear you, though. It's probably Dak. Dak's probably a safer play. Caleb probably has a higher floor. Either way, it should be a really good game. And yeah, Drew Bender in the YouTube, you're not wrong. Is there a scarier under on the board than this under? I agree with you, but even I don't think I could get involved with that nasty under. I think this could be just a square over game, kind of like the Jags and the Bengals game was last week. Okay?
Yeah.
Krabs, what's the read on the Raiders game? Oh, it's probably the Raiders, man. It's probably the Raiders plus 3.5. Am I going to get there? Nope. I'm not trying to get beat up by my buddies, but I do like the Raiders here in this spot. And ever since Jovan talked about picking up Geno and Geno having a bounce back game after those 3 picks, I can't stop thinking about it. And I can't stop thinking about how sketchy our defense is with a ton of injuries. A ton of injuries from that Packers game. I wish we didn't even fucking play that game, man. We had so many guys hurt. We got so many guys going on the IL. We got so many guys banged up in the secondary as well now, too. Not just Dietrich Wise on the D-line. I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
I
really am.
Maybe it's pretty square with JD5 being out, but I just want to take the Raiders, man.
It's a revenge game for Mariota against his Raiders team that he was on.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about that.
You're not wrong. I think he can score, too. I wouldn't mind. I guess I'm trying to find my buy low over. Probably another candidate for that with Geno involved. Okay. Yeah, Commanders too, I guess.
Yep. What are your thoughts on Sunday Night Football? And then we'll get back to the slate for today. Thoughts on the Chiefs and the Giants? Is this not a game where the Chiefs defense just shows up and carries them to a big-time win when everybody's yapping, saying this team's dead? You see their defense get them another big-time W like they had the last 2 years. I feel like it is, but the total's moving up. It scares me.
Yeah, the Giants game did have 80 points in it last week, pretty much. It's understandable, but this is like a bounce back Chiefs spot in prime time. What do they do best? Win and not fucking cover. So what do you think they're going to do when all eyes are on them? A lot of bets are going to be on them, as we can already see in the bounce back spot. I don't think they're going 0-3. I don't think anybody does at this point. They're going to win by a field goal.
Okay. Totally agree. Spreads down from 6.5 to 6 for the G-Man, and look at all those fucking bets on the Chiefs. Okay.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, he even said it himself in one of those golf matches. He's like, you guys know I'm a sucker for a close game. It's almost like he's doing it intentionally.
Probably,
Weird.
Yeah.
Might be.
Yep.
Might be. All right. I want to move and groove. Although we're talking about the Browns in the chat. Yeah. I guess we got to take the Browns plus 8 this weekend against the Packers. I'm not happy about it, but that might be on the card as well, or at least a Packers team total under after their splooge fest against the Commies. So one of those two is going to be played for me. Probably the Browns.
Yeah.
Probably the Browns. Okay. All right. Let's hop back in and talk about the slate for today. Jovan, I mentioned having a bunch of squares that I liked, and I want to craft up a secondary lineup. I want your help.
Okay.
I want your help. I got a bunch of squares I'm looking at right now. A couple from the same player, so I want to kind of decide which ones to go with here. Would you rather go Justin Verlander, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed, or would you rather go Justin Verlander less than pitcher fantasy score 27.5?
I'd say you probably just sack up and take the earned runs.
I agree. Juice to the over on the books after the guy's been him. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. Is James Wood going yard today on his birthday? Probably not, Gaines bets, and I hope I jinx him. But, man, he's just fucking swinging goddamn wet pool noodles up there, man. You guy's a strikeout machine. He did get benched in game 2 last night, though. So, although it was against Chris Sale, maybe it was scheduled. He does not need to face Chris Sale in the Big 2-5 right now, the way he's swinging the bat. So, scares me. Yeah, he might set the record peg on most Ks of all time. Crazy. It's also J-Ram's birthday today. W-Chip. W-Chip. He's chasing Mark Reynolds' record, Jovan, for most strikeouts in a season. That's not made up.
Yeah, no.
It's not good.
Getting there.
It's not good. Okay. We'll go Verlander more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. What about Gausman? Goots, put your earmuffs on for this one, man. Gausman less than fantasy score or Gausman more than 2.5 earned runs allowed?
I mean, I think if he's going less than his fantasy score, he's giving up 3.
Okay. So just stick with the earned runs.
I do want to mention with all the bullpen talk that Jovan gave, I know he just went 9, but he is a workhorse. He could go 7, 5, 6 earned runs, and that could maybe hook the fantasy score a little bit. You never know.
They need him to, too. So, I mean, the longer they're probably, even off of that performance, going to ride with him until they can't anymore.
Okay. So let's just go earned runs then if he's going to be in the game that long. Great point, Goots.
Yeah, he's going to need another 100-pitch load.
Okay. Great point. Great point. Big Bubs, hold those fantasy questions for the live later this afternoon. Happy to answer any questions. You better be there. Bring them. Do some research. Check out your teams and come with a bunch of questions. I want to help you guys all win your matchups this week. Had a big week in fantasy last week. I lost every league. I went 0-4 in week 1, and I went 4-0 in week 2. Can't make it up.
There you go.
Can't make it up, but we're back.
There you go.
Jovan, am I getting you to the counter on Brad Lord? More than fantasy score.
Brad Lord fantasy score.
Brad Lord had a 2.5 earned runs allowed square up there on Prize Picks, and now it's gone because it's super juicy to the under.
What are we liking about that?
I like Brad Lord to give up less than 2.5 earned runs allowed. That I like, but it's gone. So I was trying to find a way to pivot.
Okay. I can kind of get with that under in the game.
Yeah.
Looking at it now.
Now, what scares me is that 15.5 pitching outs demon after he went 18-17 in the last 10.
Yeah. We should probably go in 5.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 20.5 fantasy points. It's not like we're asking for the world here. Right?
I feel like that. I'm in on that.
Not feeling super confident, but we'll keep it in there for now. What about Taj Bradley tonight?
Oof.
Is there a way we can back Taj Bradley tonight, Jovan? I know you've seen those squares.
Yeah. I don't. Do you really want to back him, Krabs? You really want to do it?
Looking at that earned runs allowed score, I kind of do.
I mean, he's really bad. It would be the most Taj thing of all time, though, to get shelled by 2 of the worst teams in the league. Then after the Yankees just splooge for a pitcher that's similar to him last night, he just goes and dominates the Yankees. It's like I could see it. It's just I feel like you're asking for one of his familiar friends wearing 99 to cake that square in the first.
Okay. Are there any other squares lingering around that you want to get involved with here? I keep looking at that Matt Olson, less than fantasy score. Maybe we take that instead of Brad Lord. But are we at the point where he's just the hottest hitter in baseball? Let's just let him splitch.
Yeah, the Nats don't really inspire too much confidence in me, I'll be honest, Krabs.
Okay.
Especially late in the game. Even if Brad Lord pitches well, I would still be on pins and needles with that square. I would say one of the squares that is more up your alley is probably going to Cal Raleigh.
Yeah.
Figured you would want that in something.
Yeah. Are we taking his less than half a run? Are we taking his less than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs? I mean, probably just keep it simple and take the less than run. In a game, I like the under in. In a game, I like Cole Reagan's less than 1.5 earned runs allowed in. It's probably just the run, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would say you could go 1.5 earned runs or 1.5 HRR just in case he gets walked and scores. So he's probably getting walked today at some point after last night.
Okay. You'd rather go the 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs?
Yeah. I feel like if he gets 2 HR, he's scoring as part of it. I feel like there's more ways for that to go your way than the other way around, personally.
Okay. All right. So which square are we taking out of this? Because we're leaving Verlander in there. We're leaving Gausman in there.
Right.
Are we taking out Brad Lord? Or are we taking out Taj Bradley?
I mean, in my
What's your gut
personal
telling you?
opinion, I would say fuck Taj. But that's not from a completely neutral perspective.
Yeah. When you least expect it, Taj shows up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this would be one of those spots.
This would be one of them.
Ken, join the Insta Live. Join the Insta Live for the 100th time, and I'll answer any of your fantasy questions. Okay? My gut's telling me we take...
If you go 3.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's take out Taj.
I feel like that's one you can tip cap to.
Yep. Let's take out Taj. And let's go 4-man here. Verlander, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. We've got Gausman, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed. We've got Cal Raleigh, less than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And Brad Lord's more than 20.5 fantasy score. Four-man. I'm in. I'll drop the link. Drake May, ML, Goots, POD. Okay. Is that true, Goots? Or is that made up? Be true. It's true if it hits.
Might be going to Berg with Goots this weekend.
It's true if it hits. Saw somebody in our league dropped Drake May in fantasy.
Why?
They're giving up on the guy. Yeah, I don't know. All right, here's the link to the 4-man we just crafted. If you guys want to get involved, there's a link. Boom. All right, any other straight bets you're liking on the diamond today that we didn't get to? You want to let the people know about?
I don't believe so. You look through right here. Tell you what was really close to making Sharp Report, the under in the Tigers Guardians game after Splooge Fest yesterday. I've just Gavin Williams. I've been on the wrong side a lot more times than the right one. So I did not care to die on that hill, but gut certainly tells me he goes out. Same with Flaherty and has a damn good performance. 8.5 to 8 in that game too, as it probably should. But he's also getting steamed 20 cents towards the guards, which doesn't happen too much on the road for Gavin Williams. So, I mean, he's going to need to go deep, too, because I'm pretty sure the entire Guardians bullpen pitched yesterday, and I kind of think he does.
Okay. The squares for Gavin Williams are kind of sketchy, but I do like seeing that total dropping from 8.5 to 8. Certainly. Yeah. Certainly like that. I like Flaherty's more than 15.5 pitching outs, which is pretty rare, or pretty red, in a normal square up there on Prize Picks. So, all right. Mr. Will Benson himself right now. Is he up at the dish? Took it with Brent. He might be.
Took everything in my power to not punch in Orioles team total.
Wow.
That starts in like 20 minutes. Everything in my power.
Yep. Good to know.
Just
good to know. Totals up in that game
with
as
the
well.
O's against Martin Perez. Probably asking for cake, so I'm letting it splooge.
Nah, the lunch O's are dialed.
I know they're scoring 10. Dude.
Early O's are so dialed.
They are, low-key. It's just...
I respect you, Jovan, not fading Perez, though, and not backing the O's. That sounds like cake.
It sounds like cake, which is why I'm letting it splooge. But deep in the gut, I know they're scoring 5.
Okay. Thoughts on Luzardo versus Snell late night tonight?
I mean, it's got to be the Doyers.
It's got to be the Doyers. It's got to be the under.
I don't know if it's the under.
Phillies team total under?
Yeah. I'm worried about because, like, Luzardo, the second you get him out of the stretch, it all falls apart.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like this game could be a snooze fest with great pitching for, like, all innings, but a 4-run spot here from the Dodgers, or God forbid, like the bullpen gets involved and you get a 3-run spot in the 7th, something like that. That's what I feel like is coming in this game.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. I might end up getting involved on that Philly team total under, to be honest with you. Real quick, any thoughts on Pivetta versus Peterson? Is it the Mets again? I'm pretty pissed I didn't have them yesterday. Now I'm getting FOMO. Is it the Mets once again, back in Peterson, who has some very favorable squares? The Mets are catching steam against Pivetta, who's been really good of late.
Really good.
Really good.
Should be the Mets.
Soto game here.
I have no interest in fading Nick Pivetta.
Okay.
Not an ounce.
It's probably Soto revenge game here against the Pods.
Yeah, could be.
Okay. He's got a normal walk square up there after only walking once in the last 5. Soto more than fantasy score. Might have to go into something, folks.
There you go.
Might have to go into something, folks. All right, let's wrap up here because I want to end on time. We get the Surge right after this, I believe. So why don't we go ahead and get to the squad ride? Goots, if you're around, if you are local, do me a favor. Run that shit. I'm trying to see that train. Dubs. No Surge. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Not a lot of games today. I'll do an Insta Live going over fantasy questions today. We'll do sweats tonight. I want to set up my 2K player and have you guys help me on sweats later tonight. I'm sure Jovan wants to get involved with that as well. So we got plenty of content the rest of the day, chat. Plenty of content the rest of the day. For now, let's lock in and let's find a couple plays that we are in love with on a Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. And side note, if you don't think I'm taking that Taj Bradley less than a runs allowed square and a side piece, you don't know me. I want to get that on records, not being soft. Has to be done.
Yeah,
has to be done.
We knew that was coming.
I'll let it be a side splooger, but that's going in something with Soda. Okay?
Fair.
All right. I love the D-backs. I know it's early. I don't care. It's a winner.
It's green, man.
It's a winner. It's a winner. Would you guys rather have TikTok live or would you guys rather have Insta live? Can you drop TikTok or Insta in the chat? That way I can decide what to do. There's always more people in the TikTok, but I want to try to grow my Instagram more. So always kind of battling between which one to do there. Let me know. Which one would you guys prefer? And we'll put the D-backs first 5 ML in this puppy. Pretty split there in the chat. Insta, I'm an adult. That makes me want to do Insta. Not going to lie. Okay. All right. What else, Jovan? What play are you just looking at? Maybe it wasn't your favorite coming in, but maybe in your gut right now in your plums, it's telling you it's fucking turning green. What is it?
A's going 4.
All right. Let's put them in there. What are we doing about the Rays today?
I'll put foot down on this one and go full game.
Wow. All right. Nobody knows their team better.
Hopefully.
Do we leave it at that? I also really like that Rangers-Astros first 5 under 4.
Yes, DeGrom Day. I'm in on that.
Yeah.
Fuck
all right.
Trent,
Why don't we
get
get
back.
4 plays, 4 winners? 4 plays, 4 winners. We got time today. No Surge. That's okay. Trent getting the yap up and moving. Love to see it. Love to see the heart. What's up with all this Kobe Mayo talk today, man? Why am I seeing Kobe Mayo all over the feeds? Why is everybody talking about it in the app?
He's red hot and like top of the pop tab.
Yeah.
Twitter POD, facing a lefty.
Kobe
everything
Mayo.
you could think.
Speaking of Mayo, you guys hear that the Hokies are playing in a Mayo game down in Charlotte.
Duke's Mayo Classic.
Could be the difference. Is that a season opener in 2031? I think it is.
That's usually when those are.
I think it is. Yeah. Okay. Hokies, for some reason, get another primetime game. We flexed it from Lane Stadium to Charlotte, and then we got to play the next year away. So we kind of got shafted there, but they want the TV time.
I feel you, Krabs. We gave up the fucking half of our home and home with UNC to Ireland.
It just makes no sense. Just feel bad for the students. I feel bad for the students.
You want Coach
the coolest
Bill
part about going to a
fort.
football school was going to these big games at home and tailgating. I feel bad for the students. I really do. It sucks. Bring back big-time home games in college. Stop going corp. Stop going corp. You want to put NFL games in fucking Germany? Whatever. I don't give a shit. It's the NFL. but you're hurting the kids. Start playing some fucking big home games at home. So annoying. Get those votes in, chat. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get those votes in. What's it going to be? Get involved. Get involved. Get those votes in. Hurry up. We need more votes. You got about 5 seconds here. Get involved in the Twitch chat. Please click a button. Please click a button and get involved in the poll. It's looking like it's going to be the Athletics team total over 3.5. Riding the hot hand here with Jovan's Athletics team total. W's over 3.5. All we're asking for is 4 runs. Stay hot, A's.
4.
And let's cash this puppy.
There we go.
Let's cash this puppy. Okay? Dubs. Great BTL today, guys. Looking forward to closing out this week strong. Like I said, we'll do a sweats tonight. I'm going to run some sort of live later, talking some fantasy. And we are full week this week on BTL. Excited already for the weekend previews on Fridays after looking at those look-ahead lines on the show today. So you guys better all be there in the TikTok live or the Insta live. I have not decided yet. Probably do Insta. And I'll catch you guys there in a couple hours. All right. For now, get in the lab, get your shit done. We got a big night tonight. Big night tonight. All right. You guys can help me craft up my 2K, my player. All right. Dubs. If you need anything fantasy, just go over to my team. Yes, Fruity 2-0. 2-0 so far in the Bookit League. Got a tip cap. All right. W show.